Hello fellow woodworkers and welcome to this week's edition of the Garage Workshop and my January blog. Roll the intro. So the month of January has absolutely flown past on the Garage Workshop, and it's been quite an interesting month in terms of how the channel grows and the views, etc. And I always like to give you an update in these videos because hopefully you'll find it quite interesting, and certainly as a small YouTube channel as the Garage Workshop is, there are quite a lot of fluctuations that you get, which is, you know, part of the course. It's just the way it is. But this month has been particularly unusual. As I'm making this video, the amount of subscribers on the channel is 1,418, which is immense. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. But the interesting fact is, after I released my video, the DeWalt shop video, and by the way, links to all of the videos I've released this month will be in a playlist that will be in the comments. After I released the DeWalt video, I had a real surge in subscribers. Literally within a day or 2 days, I'd added something like 16, 17 subscribers, which is a huge amount for me. I tend to add about a subscriber a day on average, which took me over 1,400 subscribers. But then over the course of the next couple of days, I lost more subscribers that I gained, and it actually took the channel down to 1,390, I think it was. And since then, it's slowly recovered to get up to 1,480. Now, obviously, I do these videos for myself, but I do them for you as well. And to have the fluctuation has been quite interesting. And not only that, the 4 videos that I have posted this month were the flip top car, the first 2 parts of that, then the dual tool review, and then the tool review that I did last week was the Temu slot maker. Those 4 videos on their own have been some of the strongest videos in terms of views that the channel has had. All of them either over 800 or approaching 800 views per video, which for me is really good. I normally average about sort of between 500 and 700 views. So the channel has been a bit up and down this month. All the things like the views, the watch time, all of those sort of things very much in line, but it's been much more of an up and down than it is normally a sort of straight line. But all good information to help me make the channel a better place, fingers crossed. Now, on top of the 4 videos, an interesting little update which, to be honest, fellow woodworkers, has caught me out a little bit. So, as I've mentioned just now, my last video was on the Temu slot device, and in that video I mentioned the fact that I was missing an important part of the tool. It's the bit that helps you make the slots or the cuts or the grooves the right length. Now, having checked my Temu account, the product that they sent me wasn't the one that I was sold. It was a different one. Now, this company, the buyer I bought it from, they make a range of different slot devices, and it's probably simply a case of when they've packaged it, they've just picked up the wrong one and put it in the package to send to me. Now, I mentioned that in the video, as you will have seen if you've seen the video. If not, as I said, link in the play list down there. Now, I was very surprised to then get an email from Temu, or Temu, however you say it, to show that they've watched the video. And I know that they watched the video because in the email they sent me, they took a screenshot of my video, and they referenced the fact that they had seen my video, they were aware that there had been an error, and they were asking my permission to investigate it and see what went on. And of course, being me, I was very, very happy to say, yep, you know, investigate away. And they then replied to me to say they were really sorry for the inconvenience caused, and to make up for it so that I didn't have a bad user experience, they are refunding me the money for the slot machine. I think it was only about £10, I think. They are refunding me the money for the slot device because they appreciate that a mistake had been made, which I think A, why are they watching my videos? And they must have limitless numbers of staff, or somebody told them about it, I don't know. But I thought that was really good for them to reach out like that to me and say there was a mistake and that they were going to correct it, which they have. So a massive thumbs up to Temu there. Really great customer service. In fact, the people from Temu probably should go and work in B&Q because their customer service ain't great. Now, one of the things I've done in these blogs is recommend to you YouTube channels that you may not have seen or you may not have come across. So I've always done a little bit of a have you seen this channel, have you seen that channel, but I thought this week I would do something slightly different. And what I wanted to do was just share with you a couple of individual videos that I've seen this month which have made an impression on me, and things that I think are well worth sharing with you, the Garage Workshop audience. The first one is by John Malecki. Now, hands up disclaimer, I'm not in the John Malecki camp. I have to be honest, I do find his videos a little bit annoying, and there have been quite often times where I've watched his videos and I've actually muted them not to listen to him. I think the quality of what he produces is amazing, but I just think perhaps, you know, he uses more words than he necessarily needs to do. But this video, I built a $30,000 table, really captured my interest for two reasons. The first and most important one is it was a mammoth project. The slab that he uses in this video is insane. But what I also liked about it is there is a real mixture of skills in here. So there's quite a lot of really detailed, complex CNC work. There's a lot of brute force cutting. There's a lot of shaping, a lot of really good things, and some of the indents that he puts in it, the imprint coins that he puts in it, absolutely brilliant. I was hooked watching the whole video. It is well worth a look. So if you, whether you like John Malecki or not, or whether you'll know the channel, if you've got a few minutes spare, it's well worth a look. The John Malecki video, I built a $30,000 table. So the next video So the next video that I'm going to point out, again, it's another American YouTuber, again, another really big channel. He's got over 300,000 subscribers, and it's a channel called Shop Nation. I'm not actually sure, I can't remember if I've mentioned this individual channel in any of my blogs. It is a good channel, but again, it's not one I watch religiously. It's one that I sort of dip in and dip out of at different times, but this one was really interesting. I'm doing a lot of thinking about and redeveloping the Garage Workshop at the moment, and this video is I built a tiny shop to help make a $100,000 decision, and when you watch it, it is great. I mean, apart from the fact I think we all deep down would like to make individual little you know, workshops, miniatures of our workshop, but the thought that goes through the planning of it and the organising and the layout, I just thought it was really, really interesting. And quite often with Shop Nation videos, like I said, I've watched a few. It's not a channel that I follow, it's not one that I invest a lot of time in, but I do tend to find every now and then there's a video that comes up and I think, wow, that's really impacted on how I think. And this one is really impacting on how I'm going to redevelop this whole section of the Garage Workshop, which is one of my major projects for this year. It's also a project that has just been significantly changed by an upcoming video with a partner, and I'm not going to say anything more about that, but I've got quite a significant build coming up which involves a tool which I never thought I had dreamed I would be able to get. So really, really good video. Again, I'll put links to all of these videos in the comments below, but it is worth a video. It is worth a look at this video, particularly if you're thinking of doing any sort of big changes in your own workshops. So the last video that I wanted to share with you this week is by Mr. Build It. Now, I know I've mentioned Mr. Build It before, and actually I really do like his videos. I watch quite a lot of the videos on his channel. At the moment, he's just doing a complete remodel of a house that he's bought, like a second sort of rental property, Airbnb type property. And one of the interesting sets of videos, if you like Mr. Build It style, because I know it's not for everyone, he does a whole set on redoing a roof, which was absolutely brilliant. But this video in particular, it's named Cheaper to Build or Buy Kitchen Cabinets. Again, I'll put a link in the description of the video. It's a really interesting video, and it's one where he talks about when you remodel a kitchen, whether it's cheaper to buy the carcasses pre-built from somewhere like Home Depot if you're in the States, or Wix or B&Q if you're in the UK, whether it's cheaper to buy those pre-made carcasses, put your own doors in it, or to completely build things from scratch. And he does a really nice sort of side-by-side price comparison of what he chooses to do, and I won't tell you in case you want to watch the video, and what the alternative would be. Now, for lots and lots of people at the moment, money is very, very tight, and I know if you're about to embark on a project like building your own kitchen or refurbishing something, it's always worth considering whether it's better to buy or cheaper to buy or make your own. Certainly the cost of wood at the moment is not making life any easier, but in Mr. Build It's video, he goes through a lot of the parts of his thinking and his final decision. So if you have seen the video, or if you like his work, I'm sure you'll agree it is well worth just dipping in to that one. Again, link in the description. But Mr. Build It, cheaper to buy or build kitchen cabinets? Okay, before I go on to a little recommendation on something you can spend your hard-earned money on, I just wanted to give a little bit of a tool update. Firstly, I've been joined by some new tools in the garage workshop, and it comes in the form of this. Now, this is a 3/4 inch Bessie, I call it a pipe clamp set. I'm sure somebody will know the proper name, and if you do, please drop a comment. Now, I bought this set, these two ends. They don't come with the pole. I bought a set of these in the States from Home Depot, and you ship it too. And I think I've mentioned this in a previous video. I purchased these from I purchased these from Home Depot and had them shipped to the UK and paid the import duty, and they were still cheaper than I could buy them anywhere in the UK on the internet. Now, it was a while ago, it was about 18 months ago, and I'm pleased to say that that has slightly changed in the fact that it's not the same now. You can pick these up in lots of places now, official Bessie ones, but I already had that set, and I thought, well, one of those isn't any good, and I never got around to getting a pole to go on it. And then I found a company that sells through Amazon, and again, I'll put links to both the Bessie product and the pole. I found a company on Amazon that provide you with the steel tube, including the threaded end, which you can't see, but in the top here there is a threaded end that screws into the top of the clamp. So I found a company that sells these poles. So I bought 3 of them because I bought another set of these Bessies. Also, I got them quite cheap. I've got those and I'd had one already. So weirdly, I'm now left with 3 clamps. So I will be correcting that soon and getting a 4th. But these clamps, which did appear in the, I think it was the flip top cart video, these clamps are really strong. I mean, they're really heavy, really significant clamps, and I know they're going to get a lot of use in the garage workshop. So again, I will put links into them, but that's the first tool upgrade this month. Now, sadly, I also had the end of a tool in the workshop this month, and you will know, if you're a regular subscriber and you've watched a lot of my videos, you will have heard me rave no end about the fantastic Parkside drill driver. I've mentioned it loads. It was one of my tools of the year, I think, last year. It is something that I've literally used all the time. I've waxed lyrical about how fantastic that screwdriver is, and when I was making the flip top cart, unfortunately the screwdriver, I don't know why, it wasn't under a huge amount of stress. It just decided to give up the ghost, and it started to smoke, and there was a horrible acrid smell of burning plastic. So I stopped using it, obviously took the battery off, gave it a while, put the battery back on, nothing, left it overnight, tried it again the next morning, nothing. So sadly, my favourite screwdriver is no more. A huge loss to me, and certainly for viewers of the channel. I'm sure you know how I feel about it, so I'm really upset about that. Now, I have got other tools I can use, but nothing really would compare to that. And when I have used, I've got an Aldi sort of drill driver that does the same sort of job. It's good, but it's not as good. And of course the problem with using another make like an Aldi is you're then reintroducing another set of batteries, where my Parkside one was the same battery frame as everybody else. But not all is lost, and in the next section I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so as I said, I do like to give a little bit of a tool update in these blogs if there is something coming up, and there is a big Parkside DIY middle of Lidl special coming up on Sunday the 4th of February. Now if you're watching this video and you live in Europe or you live in the UK, all of the products that I'm going to talk about now, you will be able to see them. If you are not living in this country, if you're in Australia or the Far East or the US, please leave a comment and let me know if A, you have Lidl over there. I'm not sure if you do, and whether you have the middle of Lidls, and whether the DIY things that you get are the same as they are in the UK. But as I just mentioned, I lost my very, very much loved drill driver, when I made the flip-top cart. But I'm pleased to say that Lidl, in this week's middle of Lidl, it starts on Sunday, so when this video goes out it will be the Sunday coming, there is a 3-in-1 cordless impact driver. I'll put a little picture up there for £24.99. Now that's not a huge amount of money, it's more than I paid for my original screwdriver, but it is more of a drill sort of impact driver. Now I have got an impact driver, I've got a Ryobi one, absolutely fantastic, love it, but I'm trying to gradually move off and move on to one battery system. Parkside isn't what I'm going to go for long term, but I do have a lot of the batteries on there, and for £24.99, provided the build quality is good when I'm going to look at it, I think I'll be plumbing for one of those. The other thing about the DIY sale they've got coming on is all of their battery chains are in it. It's the 20 volt Parkside system. All of the batteries, all of the charges, everything is all going to be in this same middle of Lidl sale. Now apart from that, they've got the rather curious cordless combo tool. I'll try and put a picture of it up there, which seems to do 3 different jobs. Now you have to be a bit careful about these, because I did a review a while ago of a sort of right angled drill, and I've only used it twice, and to be honest it's not great. I wouldn't buy it again. So you do have to be careful about these sort of gimmicky toys, but they can also be really useful, so that may be worth checking out if you're in the market for that. They've got a sander, and they've got something that I am really looking forward to. I'm just looking at a picture of it now, and I'll put a picture of the screen. It's a sort of 2-in-1 jigsaw and sabre saw. Now a sabre saw, or I call them reciprocating saws, I'm not sure what the proper name is, they are really, really useful. I've used my one, I've got a Parkside one, I've done a tool review of that, I've used it loads of times, really useful. And actually I've just got a really cheap old Black & Decker jigsaw that I actually bought for an Asda years ago, so that's another one that I'm going to look into. They've got the heat gun as well, lights, they've got quite a few things in that range. So if you are interested, you're on the lookout for some tools, then check out the Parkside middle of Lidl DIY sale, which goes live in the UK on Sunday the 4th of Feb. And lastly, the item of this video that involves a little bit of audience participation, and yes, that is you. I've been approached by a few companies now. I think my channel has reached the point where the sort of lower tier companies are really interested in getting products placed on my channel, but as tempting as it would be to just say yes to all of them, I would not say yes to something which I don't think A, I would buy if I was watching a YouTube channel, or B, something that I don't think I'm going to get use out of. So I have turned down quite a few requests for, you know, sort of joint videos, but I have got one coming up which I mentioned earlier in this video, which I think is going to be an absolute game changer for the Garage Workshop. I won't tell you what it is yet because I don't want to spoil the surprise of the videos, but I've got a big collaboration coming up with Evolution Power Tools. Shout out to Tom at Evolution Power Tools for hooking it up for me, but it is going to change quite a lot to do with how I reorganise and I redo the garage workshop. It's going to be well worth it. And Tom and the team have given a particular discount code for you to use, which is a Garage Workshop exclusive. Nobody else will have the same code and will get the same thing that you will if you buy the product through the channel. I know that's all a lot in advance, and when you get to the video I think you'll see what I mean. That's the first one. The second one, I had a really good link up with a laser tool company, which I know I've referenced before, and I know some of you said you're looking forward to the video. Thank you for your patience. Unfortunately, there's been a little bit of an issue with the product, and I'm just waiting for them to send some replacement parts. I filmed half that video. That video will be coming out really soon. I've got quite a big build project as well coming up, all related to this section of the garage workshop, and I've got one other conjunction video. I don't want to say sponsorship because I'm not being sponsored, but I have been sent, or am being sent, a product which is a laser level. Now that is something, I've got a laser level, I've got a Parkside one, but to be honest I'm not 100% sold on that one, but I am being sent a sort of state-of-the-art one, and that's an upcoming video as well. So some really interesting things coming up, and this is your chance to give me your feedback on these sort of videos. Are you happy for them to see? Do you think I do too many? Are you happy for me to continue making the decision, or do you think I should do less, think I should do more? Really interested to get your feedback as viewers of the channel. So fellow woodworkers, that is the end of the January blog. Thank you so much for watching the video. If this is your first time at the channel, please can I ask you to subscribe, like, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. It's all really important stuff to help the channel grow. If you're a regular viewer, thank you so much. I hope you're looking forward to some of the upcoming videos that I've talked about on the Garage Workshop. Take care everyone, and I'll see you on next week's edition of the Garage Workshop. Bye bye.